Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show, sponsored by Deters Consulting. We do a lot of legal consulting and financing. Parks Yoga, right down the street from here, and Top Shine Detailing. Check them out. They'll come to you. Check us out on all of our platforms. And, as always, we give you all the good news. Epstein list is going to be released today by court order. Can't believe there weren't appeals or anything else. Now, I just want to say this. My guess is most of the names that are going to be released are Spindley, Plattling, crack dishes, or pervs. But I'm sure there's going to be at least a couple on there that are going to get killed in the crossfire unfairly. But at least we finally get the list and let each culprit, each named person defend themselves, explain the circumstances, yada, yada, yada. Bill Clinton, I'm sure he was a frequent flyer. Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party was a big hit with Ice, Ice, Baby. Ice, Ice, Baby. Vanilla Ice was the entertainment. Melania's mother, who's like 76 years old, her name is Amalia, is apparently deathly ill and is treating at a Miami hospital. That's why she wasn't in the Christmas picture. By the way, Barron Trump is now 6'7". Axelrod. You know what? I love it when a Nimrod says something good. He acknowledges that to try to keep Trump off ballots and not stand for election will tear the country apart. No kidding. All right, this pastor right here was under arrest for allegedly trying to take somebody and sticking their head in a fryer or threatening to stick their head in a fryer for picking on his wife. Good for him. He didn't actually do it. Nobody got their head stuck in a fryer. I took up for my wife an old Jonah. That's what you got to do. Good for you, Pastor. The Israeli Defense Forces says that they have nailed top Hamas leaders. They just keep getting them. I don't know if this is good or bad, but Exxon is abandoning a big oil field in Iraq to PetroChina. I would hope that if Exxon's abandoning it means it's not important. But if it is important, it bothers the hell out of me. I don't know enough. Are you ready for this? Joe Biden spent 37% of his time as president of the United States at his home in Delaware or on vacation or some ritzy-ass place. Over a third of his time. Nothing like having a dynamic president, is there? Trump says he's done with the wine. Really, Donald? As a big supporter of yours, you could have gotten rid of him by endorsing Jim Renacci. But no, you have to endorse the wine? Now look at you. It's unbelievable. At least Cameron didn't win the governor's race. We'll see what you do in the congressional race in the 4th District. Trump, a lot of pressure apparently for him to pick Nikki Haley. I don't know how you pick Nikki Haley. She isn't going to have your back. She can't be trusted. This should be a non-starter to have Nikki Haley. Shouldn't even be considered a conversation. Didn't you learn anything from your Pence vice presidency? Kelsey apparently made $20 million on that Pfizer ad. Unbelievable. Vermont Governor Phil Scott's apparently one of the most popular, or the most popular Republican governor in the country. 80-some-odd% favorable rating in a Democratic state of Vermont. We'll see. Bernie Sanders' state. Interesting. Arizona ambush. All I got to say about this is a cold-blooded killer. I just got to say this. Ladies and men, don't go jogging out in the middle of nowhere for 2 reasons. Wild animals, bad actors, spleeny, plattering clack dishes. California is the first state to say health insurance for all illegals. California's bankrupt and they just do this stuff. They can't help themselves. It's incredibly stupid. Kidney stone disaster. She went in for a kidney stone removal surgery. Jamie, you hear this? Lost all 4 limbs.
Wow.
Yes. Tlaib says Netanyahu is a serial killer, a genocidal maniac, she says. Really? I just say he's defending. She did not say a damn word about Hamas. And you know what? I like Donald Trump Jr. I consider him a friend of mine. I mean, we're not like close, super close, but I consider him a friend. This is a bad comment he made. He thinks Alex Jones ought to be Trump's press secretary. No. And Cohen screwed up and used AI to give some wrong court. You know what? Jeff Mando must be behind the AI legal work. It's an inside joke. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show local news, sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, Top Shine Detailing. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, in law and crime, street racers apparently took over 3 different streets on New Year's Eve in Cincinnati. I thought this wasn't going to happen again. Yeah, right. A teenager, 17-year-old boy, was shot and killed at Straight Street and University Heights. It's always the same places. Always the same places. And also, by the way, a stray bullet near downtown bar hit somebody near Arnold's Bar and Grill on East 8th Street and sent somebody to jail. Not to jail, hospital, my bad. All right, this is a funny story. A Kentucky man was arrested. His name is Stephen Sargent. Was arrested, 35, for walking in a church in his underwear and trying to strangle a priest. He was possessed. They performed an exorcism, and he let him go. All right, David Suitholtz, the ex-Kenton County coroner, who was convicted of 12 counts in 2022, has appealed his conviction. In June, he was sentenced to 1 year and a day in federal prison. The judge acknowledged that he was not a pill mill kind of guy. All right, in Kentucky news, today, or yesterday actually, lots of laws went into effect in Kentucky and Ohio. If you are somebody that you work in an industry or something you need to know, you need to just check it out. But there's all kinds of, I'm not going to go through them all, but just to let you know, new laws in effect today. Jonathan Schell, the agriculture commissioner, and all the other constitutional officers were sworn in yesterday, January 1st, I guess before midnight, and they all start their reigns now. I met all these guys. Most of them are good guys. All right, Andy Beshear is going to do his State of the Union address. How you like that? And it is going to be, if I remember correctly, Wednesday. So tomorrow. In the House Representatives, 7 p.m., there'll be a live stream. In Ohio news, you ready for this? You know, Mike DeWine vetoed the old bill, I forget the number, 40? Anyway, he's received over $40,000 from children's hospitals supporting sex change procedures. Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Dinsmore Shoal, Alex Tilafanto, chairman of the Hamilton County Republican Party, Mike DeWine. It's all tied. Sick. Sick. Mushroom death. William Hickman discovered the mushrooms while mowing his lawn in his Wyndham property last year. All right? You know what he did? He apparently used an app that said, by the way, there's a lawsuit, if he can prove it. A lawsuit, the app claimed that he could eat them. And he did, and he died. Now, first off, don't eat wild mushrooms. But if he can prove that he did that, lawsuit against that app. The app's got any money. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
You're watching Eric Deters World News. This is Jamie Spindley. Today's headlines. In Japan, a tsunami advisory is issued as strong earthquakes hit Ishikawa, with nearly 100,000 residents evacuated, reports of people trapped and homes without power. At least 48 people have died up to now. Denmark's Queen Margrethe II surprises with abdication after 52 years on the throne, passing it to her son, Crown Prince Frederik. At age 83, she was the world's only reigning queen and Europe's longest-serving monarch. India successfully launches a rocket carrying an observatory to study astronomical objects, aiming to enhance scientists' understanding of black holes. This marks the second mission of its kind globally. And in Australia, coin collectors gathered at the Royal Australian Mint to mint the world's first coin of 2024. 12-year-old Izzy Saharas wins the honour after a redraw when the initial winner is absent, describing the experience as fun and exciting. That's the latest headlines. Until tomorrow, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries, sponsored by Top Shine Detailing. Check them out. Well, our lead story is the Bengals. The Bengals season is over. They have no chance of making the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see who they play, how they play the last game of the year. It is completely meaningless. It is at Cleveland, or is it home?
I think it's home.
It's at home. It's at home against Cleveland, but it's meaningless. Now, I want you all to know that what happened in Kansas City, in my opinion, is awful. It's awful for all kinds of reasons. First off, when it was 4th and 2, they should have kicked the field goal. That affects the decisions for the rest of the game. That was a bad decision by Zach Taylor. Number 2, that intentional grounding call, which made it 2nd and 20 instead of 2nd and 10 on the final drive, was preposterous. And I'm going to say it over and over again. With legal sports gambling everywhere, nobody's going to tell me that the NFL, and by the way, they'll cover it up and they'll keep it a secret. The NFL has got a gambling problem with the referees. I mean, it is bad, 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 bad. And speaking of with in the NFL, is you only have to look at what went on this week of how bad it was. But there was some really, really, really big games. Philadelphia Eagles blew getting home field advantage 2 playoff games. They're fighting for a wild card, losing to the Cardinals. The Ravens are clearly the best team in the NFL. Who's going to beat the Ravens? Do you know the Ravens don't have to play anybody this week, Josh? Then they've got to bye. Then they play the worst team that's left. And then they got to win one more game to get to the Super Bowl. You talk about a fresh team. And you know what? They waxed Miami. They waxed the Niners. They waxed the Eagles. They waxed the Lions. I mean, they have waxed all the other quote-unquote best teams. And then I think the 49ers are going to be tough to beat. If the Cowboys win their last game against the Commanders, which they should, they do have home field advantage for 2 games. And maybe there's a rematch. But San Francisco's got the same thing. They've clinched. They can rest two games and then have, and you know, at this time of year, Josh Wentz, I think you'll agree with me, everybody's beat up. Yep. I mean, to have that extra time off, man, fresh foot in your step, step in your foot. All right. Bama lost, and this was a heart-wrenching game, 20-27 to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. All those SEC haters will be glad, but I can tell you about this. Bama gave them a game. Those people didn't think Bama. And Florida State can say all they want about their transfers and the people that didn't play, but Georgia put a waxing on them. But I want to tell you something about this game. It cracks me up. How does a referee not see the punter from Bama get shawalloped? And then the Bama player threw the quarterback down way out of bounds. No call on that either. This game could have went either way. Michigan, in my opinion, I cannot believe that Bama let him come all the way down with 4 minutes left, all the way down the field and scored. Washington 37, Texas 31. The 2 teams that I thought would win both lost. So we're going to have a Michigan-Washington game. I think Michigan wins it. University of Kentucky's ranked 6th going into SEC play. Other bowl games, Georgia blew out Florida State in the Orange Bowl. LSU beat Wisconsin in the ReliaQuest Bowl. UK almost had Clemson. The SEC is strong. Notre Dame whopped Oregon State in the Sun Bowl. UK, Clemson was the Gator Bowl. Missouri beat Ohio State 14-3 in the Cotton Bowl. Ole Miss beat Penn in the Peach Bowl. Oregon beat Liberty in the Fiesta Bowl. And Tennessee whacked Iowa in the Citrus Bowl. Think about that, Josh Wentz. If you want to talk about the SEC, Bama almost beat Michigan, the number 1 seed, and you had Georgia, LSU, UK almost winning, Missouri beating Ohio State, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. It's the strongest conference. You know what? I see this with the Cowboys, Bengals all the time. When you're up and you leave your players in, what bit the Miami Dolphins in the ass. They were getting their ass handed to them. They leave Chubb in, torn ACL. If you are killing a team or getting crushed, take out your best players. This is what happens. College refs, based upon what I witnessed over the weekend, college refs are as bad as pro refs. Jimmy Johnson was indoctrinated into the Ring of Honor Dallas Cowboys on Saturday night. Dallas Cowboys beat the Detroit Lions. We'll talk about that in a minute. By the way, if you have a really good game, they test you for drugs. CeeDee Lamb had over 220 yards rushing, then he gets drug tested. All right, the big story was Dallas and the Lions' 2-point conversion. It looked like number 68, Decker, clearly reported. But then it comes out later that they were playing some games. They confused the referees. It bit them in the ass. As a Cowboy fan, I'll take it. I think it was crazy. But I can tell you right now, when it was on the 7-yard line, kick the extra point. Play for overtime. I love Dan Campbell. And Lions are my backup team. If the Dallas Cowboys lose, I'm going to be rooting for the Lions. UC beat Evansville in men's basketball. The Reds signed Frankie Montas. Frankie. Hey, Frankie. Montas, got to be a Yankee. 1 million, or 1 year, $16 million. Crazy. NBA Christmas ratings were way down. Why? Because it was NFL on Christmas Day. Rashid McCants, former NBA player, telling about how NBA players steal fans' girlfriends. When the guy goes to the bathroom, they have somebody move in for him. Isn't that terrible? Terrible. Hey, so-and-so would like to meet you. Here's his number. Unbelievable. Poor guys. You know what you do? If you take your woman to an NBA game and you're up close, don't leave her alone. Don't go to the bathroom. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture, sponsored by Top Shine Detailing. Well, this woman walked into the gym with nothing but body paint under that little jacket. Some guy called her out. You know what? Who cares? Who cares? Just let her freaking be. Do your workout, go home. I wouldn't have said anything. All right, middle school slang. This teacher says, he revealed all these. I've never heard of any of the things that these middle schoolers said. You probably didn't do. Ian Ziering got the hell beat out of him by mini bike gang. How embarrassing is that, Ian? Come on, man. You're going to have to do another shark movie, Shark-Tato commercial. Exactly. Man, if I'm in my car, I'm running over everybody and anybody. I'm not getting out of my car to get my ass whooped by mini bikers. All right, I feel sorry for J-Lo and Ben Affleck, but they go out and they seem to not care about the paparazzi because they know they're going to be followed. They get in an argument at a jewelry store on vacation. They later made up. Everybody goes, don't you fight with your spouse sometimes, especially when you're shopping? I like both of them. I do. I like both of them. Giant Burmese pythons are apparently taking over Florida. I tell you right now, between DeSantis, between pythons, between crime, between all these other things, I was once wanted to go live in Florida. I don't think I do. I'm scared of snakes. Kill all of them. All right, Meghan Markle, no sparkle. She didn't get her Christian Dior contract. She's desperate for an endorsement. I got to ask you a question, Josh Wentz. Who would want Meghan Markle to do any product? She's going to have to start doing OnlyFans. That's what I predict. She'll she'll get rich doing OnlyFans. All right, Martha Stewart posted a very, very, very sultry. Check her out there. Martha. She says, I look pretty good in the morning. They call that a thirst trap, whatever the heck that means. Yeah, but anyway, old Martha, Snoop Dogg is worn off on her. You go, Martha, at 80 years old. All right, Benny Butcher says that he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him, or his wife was cheating on him when he was in jail. Really? Really? Welcome to jail, Benny. You know what? It would suck so bad to be in prison for a long time. Oh, my gosh. All right, Dale Earnhardt refused to smoke a little joint with old Willie when Willie offered it to him. All right, an asteroid is getting really close to us. You know what they said, Josh Winch? They said it's only 1 in 11 million to hit the Earth. And I immediately said to myself, oh, so you're saying it's the same as winning the lottery and somebody always wins the lottery. Spooky stuff, man. All right, Fox News, egg all over their face. They announced Frank Thomas was dead. The White Sox Hall of Famer. Mr. Testosterone. He is not dead. They had to apologize. Unbelievable. All right, Zach Brown and Kelly Yazdi getting divorced after 4 months. You know what? Something went wrong big time there. I mean, 4 months. Ooh. Kelly. All right, this is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.